Hi, welcome to the second video in our 5-part series designed to help you prepare for the Public Sector Solutions Accredited Professional Exam. This video will cover the first key focus area, which is PSS, business processes, and key stakeholders. We'll go over PSS overview and architecture, followed by public sector processes and project management and constraints. I'll go over potential exam questions and highlight parts that are important for exam preparation. Let's get into it. Alright, let's dive into my study notes for the first key focus area, which is PSS business processes and key stakeholders. So in this key focus area, we will be covering two sections from the exam guide. First one is given a scenario in which a customer wants a public sector solution, document and articulate the business needs, value and vision of the customer to support their desired business outcome. We'll also be covering 3.6, which is around given a customer scenario, map and document the business processes, personas, and requirements. In terms of the recommended resources for this area, there are a few childcare modules and also a help article. I'll provide these links in the description below. The childcare links are from the technical journey that I've highlighted over here, which is around public sector solution basics, design architecture, best practice for project management, BS skills, user story creation, and process mapping. Let's now take a look at the first subtopic, which is PSS overview and architecture. In this subtopic, we'll be going over what is a public sector solutions, the challenges that the government agency is facing, and how to overcome these challenges with public sector solutions, and some of the pre-built apps in PSS, and also the applications of PSS at different government levels, and who are the users that uses public sector solutions. So what is public sector solutions? PSS is based on the Salesforce platform, Service Cloud, Experience Cloud, and Sales Cloud. This is a very important concept to remember, especially for the exam. So PSS is one of the industry's clouds. It comes with quite a few pre-built applications. You have licensing and permitting, inspection management, grant making, emergency program management, employee experience, benefit management, social program management, and provider management. The last three pre-built apps that I've just mentioned, these are actually released after the summer 22 release, so don't worry too much about these if your exam is based on the summer 22 release. Industry common layers includes quite a few tools such as Omni Studio, action plans, document checklist items, and etc. PSS basically helps the government agencies to function a lot more efficiently by streamlining the processes, and offers a lot of tools for processing applications, conducting inspections, and responding to crises, dispersing grants, etc. It basically enables secure and flexible government service delivery. So what are some of the challenges that the government agencies are facing? First one is operational. So this is due to shifting in government priorities. And you have IT systems. There's usually a lot of legacy systems that requires high maintenance that exist in a lot of government agencies. Next one is workforce. It takes a long time to recruit and train employees for digital roles, and also demands from constituent constituents. So a lot of the people are now expecting the government to be providing private sector level of customer service, transparent processes, and secure data handling. So how does PSS overcome these challenges? First, PSS is fast, as with most Salesforce clouds. Quick deployment, integrations, and data models. It's trusted and secure. It's quite flexible and scalable. It works with desktop and mobile, and it has analytics for better decision making, and it has digital first approach. It integrates data into a single source of truth for personalized and efficient services. And these are the pre-built apps in public sector solutions. I've only listed the ones that are part of the, they are already there before summer 22, which are the ones that will be included in the exam. So license and permit management, this is about processing and issuing the licenses and permits. It has the ability to have dynamic forms. It automates the review and approval process, and also task notifications. Inspection management, this is about conducting and managing inspections, whether it's on-site or virtual. It provides access to detailed information, compliance checks, offline record creation, and synchronization capabilities. Emergency program management, it provides the ability to prioritize and mobilize resources during emergency and crisis, provides real-time updates, online applications, collaboration tools, and mobile planning. Grants program management, it can help the government agencies to manage and distribute grants efficiently. It's a unified system for application qualification, fund distribution, and reporting. Employee experience for public sector, it provides a digital hub for hybrid workforces. It streamlines a lot of the HR and IT processes, automates service requests, and self-service resources. So what are some of the applications for government at different levels? PSS can help local government, state, federal or defense. So in terms of the local government, this can be helpful for license and applications, call centers, and case management or social delivery. In terms of state and provincial government, you can use this for integrated data systems for health and social services, services for child welfare, job training, and food stamps, and streamlined application processes for license and permits. In terms of national or federal government, it can provide emergency and disaster relief, grant applications and approvals, and digital transformation of HR and IT processes for national government employees. Defense, it supports the hire to retire lifecycle. It provides enhanced recruitment, onboarding, and career tracking experience, increases productivity with digital forms and automatic approvals. So who uses public sector solutions? We have 5 main groups of people. First is constituents. We have reviewers, approvers, and compliance officers, inspectors and caseworkers, analysts, and Salesforce admin. For constituents, these are business owners or individuals. Business owners are the ones that apply and manage business licenses. When they open up a new business, for example, they need to handle complex licensing requirements and apply for government grants. So the challenges that they are usually faced with is they need to navigate through multiple licenses and permits. They need to manage renewal dates, understanding the government roles, and they usually don't have visibility into the application status. For individuals, these are the people like you and me who are applying for various permits and services such as professional licenses, driver's licenses, and housing assistance. The challenges that we are often facing is that it's hard to understand the benefit entitlements, completing applications, checking approvals, and assessing the necessary information. What the public sector solutions can do for individuals and business owners are to have the ability to create a public portal for renewing requirements, submitting applications, checking status, and downloading approved documents. So basically the end-to-end process for applications from start to finish. For reviewers, approvers, and compliance officers, these are the people that process applications, communicate with applicants, working with other professionals, managing inquiries, also enforcing regulations when there's issues with the inspection, for example, or there's been a complaint from the public, and also ensure policy compliance. PSS improved the experience for this group of people by having automated notifications for new applications, status emails to constituents, campaign view for tracking, task automation, and Slack for collaboration. For inspectors and caseworkers, these are the people that assesses regulatory compliance, and caseworkers that address healthcare, social services, and legal needs. The challenges for these people are having the view of assessing past inspections or case histories, referencing regulatory codes, completing specific tasks, and working in various environments. So PSS help these people to have the ability to have desktop and mobile inspection management app for anything like documentation, assessing regulatory code, checklist, sequential tasks, and care plans for goal achievement. For analysts, these are the people that collect, organize, and report data to improve processes and optimize performance. PSS has analytics for licenses, permits, and inspections. CRM Analytics app, which provides a lot of insights through dashboards like Compliance Insights, Executive Summary, Department Summary, and Account Insights. For Salesforce admins, these are the people that set up and maintain PSS org, guided by setup tools and supported by documentation and resources. Next subtopic, which is around public sector processes, intake, assessment, delivery, and monitoring. So in terms of public sector processes, most public sector agencies generally share this workflow: intake, assessment, delivery, and monitoring. So intake is about receiving and processing applications. Assessment usually involves approvals, determining eligibility, inspection, and assessment. Delivery is about automating notifications about approvals or rejections, and monitoring is about ongoing engagement with constituents to check on their progress. And constituents usually need to reapply and recertify for licenses, permits, grants, and benefits, as well as notifying government agencies if there's been changes to their circumstances that might impact their program eligibility. We can actually further break down each step of the workflow further. So intake can be broken down into outreach and intake. Assessment can be broken down into assess and inspect. Delivery is about approve and issue. Monitoring is about review and renew. So the details of each phase of the workflow can differ quite a bit depending on the agency's mission. So for example, for license and permits, it starts with self-service research, followed by intake, review, inspect, and assess, approve, issue, and renew. So during the self-service research phase, people usually access information about various licenses and permits through a public portal. They can research eligibility criteria, required documentation, application procedures, and fees. And the intake phase usually involves receiving and processing applications and supporting documentations. And the review is more about submitted applications that will be reviewed and evaluated by government management team to ensure all the required steps are completed. After review, you'll usually have the inspect and assess phase, which is when the inspection or further assessment is carried out. And these can usually be the inspections can be scheduled and tracked through the system, with inspectors recording their findings in real time. Assessments can include verifying compliance with regulations, site visits, or virtual assessments. Usually, the data collected during the inspection is stored and used to make a final decision about the application. Once all the steps are completed, the application will be moved to the approval phase, which is when the approved licenses and permits are issued to constituents. And for the applications that have failed, usually an email will go out to the constituents notifying about the outcome. And finally, issue and renew. This is when there are tools for monitoring to ensure ongoing compliance and management of recertifications and renewal of licenses and permits. In terms of grant making, the end-to-end process looks like this. So it usually starts with the admin phase, which is about planning, followed by pre-award phase, which is around apply, engage, and review, and the award phase, and finally the post-award phase, which is about manage and close out. This is quite important to know and get familiar with, as this is quite a popular exam concept as well. So in the plan phase, this is where the internal team sets the goal, objective, and framework for the grant program. And grant makers usually work internally to determine the program budgets and create opportunities for potential grantees. This will then be followed by the apply, engage, and review phase. So in this pre-award phase, potential grantees usually submit their applications for consideration, and there's usually a lot of interactions between the grantors of the application, which can include clarification, additional information requests and preliminary assessments. In this phase, the submitted applications are usually reviewed and evaluated against criteria. And again, the grant makers collect grant seekers' application during this phase, the pre-award phase as well. So moving to the award phase, this is where the grant makers, which are usually government internal team members, they select grantees and disperse grants. And people who are successful will be selected and they'll get the award. And after this, it's the manage and close out phase where grant makers work with grantees to collect the progress report and analyze the results. And there's usually, for some grant programs, there's ongoing management of the granted funds, monitoring of the project's progress, budget, and compliance with the grant conditions to ensure the applicants, not the applicants, the people who've been awarded the grants are still compliant with the grant conditions. And also in this phase, it's about finalization of the grant processes, including the submission of final reports, financial reconciliation, and closure of the grant file when the grant is finished. Moving on to the last subtopic for this key focus area, which is around project management and constraints. So in terms of best practice and for project management, we need to first understand the project scope. The project scope basically includes all the work to achieve the project's goal, usually derived from the stakeholders' requirements. And it's important to know the difference between traditional project management, which is more of the waterfall way of doing things, which defines the entire scope upfront, as opposed to agile methodology, where it's more of a iterative way of refining the scope and requirements. Scope planning requires collaborative efforts, usually involves discussion around requirements between the project team and the stakeholders. The project scope planning helps in developing schedules, cost estimates, and performance measurement. In terms of gathering stakeholder requirements, it's important to know the importance and the priority of these requirements. It's good to distinguish between needs, wants, and expectations. So needs are essential features and functions. Wants are desired but not essential. Expectations is basically stakeholders' vision of how deliverables should work and provide value. And when gathering stakeholder requirements, it's important to keep clear communication and prioritize these aspects to help prevent misunderstanding and align project scope with expectations of the stakeholder. Avoid scope creep. So this is quite common with every project. So scope creep is basically addition of unauthorized changes and usually leads to project failures due to increased costs and delays. So with traditional management, which uses a formal change management process and takes a long time to overcome the scope creep, while agile methods manage involving requirements, but it's still vulnerable to excessive change. So one technique to prevent scope creep is to involve to visually represent in scope and out of scope items using a box diagram during stakeholder discussions. And this is very important, managing triple constraints. Again, this is quite a popular exam concept. Scope, schedule, and cost, they must be balanced to meet project goals. Changes in one constraint, for example, if you add a new requirement, it can impact the other two, requiring adjustments in schedule or cost. So proper scope management ensures the project delivers on track within budget and meet deadlines. So for example, if a new requirement has been added in the middle of the project, either the cost will increase to maintain the schedule, or the schedule must be extended to stay within the budget. And that wraps up the second video in our series. In the next video, we'll dive into the industry common layer, where I will cover business rules engine, intelligent document automation, e-signature technologies, Tableau analytics for public sector, Omni Studio, and Action Plan, all of which are the key focus examinable elements in the official exam guide. And if you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel. It helps more people discover free Salesforce study resources and motivates me to create more valuable content for our community. That's it, until next time.